Hey, it looks like I'm live. Great. We'll wait a few minutes, see if anybody shows up. Nobody still has showed up, so it's about what I expected. I'll just start talking anyway. I guess I'll start talking about animal liberation. So, as I've said before on this channel, I'm opposed to hierarchy, but up until recently, that's only really applied to humans. But around April, I decided to become an animal liberationist because if you really think about it, like humans are just highly advanced animals, and we're all sentient. We all have emotions and feelings. We're able to experience pain. So um, I don't think that should be exclusive to humans. And it's really unfortunate that billions of animals are killed every year just for us to use them. Like there are many other ways people say that, like oh, like the vegan diet is you can't live on that. Like you don't have enough iron. You can get enough iron like spinach and stuff like that. Kale, I think, too. I don't think it's, a good justification for us to have that kinda domination over, other living beings. It's crazy how hard they crack down on animal liberationists. Like, people who go in and free animals from farms and stuff like that, they get sent to prison for, like I've seen people get sent to prison for 60 years just for freeing animals. It's insane. But the best thing you could do is to avoid eating meat and also dairy products. Well, I wouldn't say eating it. See, that's where I differ from a lot of other animal liberationists, is the fact that they just don't eat meat or animal products whatsoever. But to me, it's not so much about eating it. Well, meat is bad anyway, because if you have to kill an animal, um, obviously I don't agree with that. But it's more so about buying meat and funding the meat industry. Like, for example, if I found, like, some roadkill on the road and, like, I would never do this, but, like, theoretically, if somebody found, like, a dead animal somewhere and decided to eat it, to me, that wouldn't be an harm the animal. It was already dead. You're not putting the animal in any harm. But, obviously, like, the slaughterhouses and all that, it's not good. I guess I'll just start talking about my personal shit, which, I didn't really make this channel to do that, but, um, I kinda want to. So, uh yeah, I'm kind of in a tough place right now. I'm having to move back in with my mother who lives in a small town in central Minnesota, and I really don't like it here. I like cities, I like being around people, so it's unfortunate that I have to live in this, isolating place. It is nice that I get to visit her, see her more often, but I'm unemployed too. I just recently quit my job because I had to. I was living with my father. He lives on kinda like in the South Twin Cities metro area, but due to his alcoholism, it's not a viable place to live anymore. It's gotten this isn't like a new thing. He's been an alcoholic for most of his life, but it's gotten really out of hand within the past year. And um, I'm worried that we're gonna fall behind on bills because he hasn't been going to work, and now I've been going to work. Um, I rely on him, but unfortunately, I have to rely on my parents to live because think all thanks to capitalism for making it fucking impossible to live in the United States. Um, so yeah, it's really unfortunate. What else was I gonna talk about? Minneapolis. Yeah. So, um, I like Minneapolis. It has great music, great people, great food, but I swear to God, it's cursed. Like, between like the riots that happened after George Floyd was murdered and recently earlier this year with the ICE stuff, I think that there's like somebody has cast a curse upon Minneapolis. All the bad shit seems to happen here. Like a lot of people, like in my family, people who don't live in the metro or outside of uh or even in the metro, just out in the suburbs, complain about how dangerous the cities are. Like, oh, Minneapolis is a shithole run by liberals and all this crap. And it's like in the constant shooting. Like I think there was just like two mass shootings that happened about a week ago, uh, like in the same neighborhood in Minneapolis, and that's just that's just the downside of living in America is the mass shooting epidemic. It's only getting worse, but that's not something exclusive to the Twin Cities. That's just a given in any big city, or it doesn't even have to be a big city. It can happen anywhere, unfortunately. But yeah, I would love to live in Minneapolis, but the constant crackdown from the police and the government just makes it not desirable. Um, I'm hoping to play my first show soon. It's been really hard to find a place that will book me considering the music I make is very extreme. But I'm looking at some places that are more what do you say, more open to experimental noise type music. So um, if I did get a gig book, that I'd be pretty excited about that. It's been a real struggle to work on anything creative recently because of my life has just been so chaotic. I've been trying to work on a novel. I've been trying to make video essays and also music too. I'm looking to uh, release an EP, but it's been really hard to work on stuff because it's just been so chaotic and shitty recently. Ideally, I wouldn't be doing a live stream like this, but I don't have like the motivation to really like sit down and like put a whole video essay together. So I figured I would just do a quick live stream and just share my thoughts about what's been going on recently, just in the world and personally. So back in January, the job that I just quit, I used to work at a town in southeast Minnesota, and one night, me and my coworker, who happens to be my best friend, we were working the dairy car, just loading up some yogurt or whatnot. And he says like, "Hey, look at this guy over there. Doesn't he kind of look like Finn Wolfhard?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he does." And then we just started talking about it, and we were like, "Oh, imagine if that was actually him." And he had like two other people with him. He was just in there, shopping, getting some cheese or whatever. And we just started talking about Finn Wolfhard. I was telling him like, "Oh yeah, like I love when he would play that guy in Smiling Friends, like the guy in the wall." And um, obviously Mike Wheeler in Stranger Things, that was like his big thing. And for those of you who don't know, Finn Wolfhard is a Canadian actor and musician. Um, but yeah, it's this guy who looked a lot. We thought it was just a guy who looked a lot like him was in there, and we were talking about like, "Oh yeah, I love all like the movies he did. He played Richie Tozier in the It movies. He was in Smiling Friends and Stranger Things." And then later we were talking to our coworker about it, and she was like, "Did you just see Finn Wolfhard come here?" And like, "Oh yeah, we saw that guy. He looks just like him." And she was like, "No, that was him." And we were like, "What?" And then we went over to her later. It's like, "Was that actually him?" She's like, "Yeah, look, I got a photo with him, and it was Finn Wolfhard." And we were like, "What the hell? Like, what is he doing in this small town in Minnesota?" And I was he was like right next to us when I was talking about stuff too. So Finn Wolfhard probably heard me like kissing his ass, like talking about how great his movies were, which I think is pretty funny. Yeah, that's kind of really all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, I can get my shit together and post some more stuff, make some music, do some more writing, get involved with some activism. That's one that I'm really going to struggle with living out here because I don't know of any, um, kind of activist scenes around in this area. I mean, I'm sure there's people out here who share similar views that I do, but it's just, it's if it is, it's a very secretive underground kind of movement that I'm not aware of. But nobody has come to watch this, which is not surprising. But if anybody does watch this, I hope you have a good day, and yeah, I'll see you later.